let's make some dinner rolls. Some of the utensils that you will see me using in this video are a stand mixer, 2 large measuring cups, 1 large transparent bowl, some measuring spoons, and a bench knife. So to start, I'm pouring in 1 cup of milk, a half cup of water. Then I'm going to microwave the water and milk mixture for 1 minute and 45 seconds so that it's warm. I didn't want the liquid to get too hot where it would burn the yeast, and I didn't want it to be too cold where it wouldn't activate the yeast. Now I'm adding 1/4 cup of melted butter, 2 eggs to use later on, 1/4 cup of sugar, and I'm adding 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. There are 3 different kinds of yeast that I'm aware of. There's fresh yeast, instant yeast, and active dry yeast. So if you're going to try this recipe, just know that I am using active dry yeast. After a quick stir, I'm going to let this yeast mixture sit and rest for 5 minutes. This is what active yeast looks like as it expands over 5 minutes worth of time. If the yeast does not expand within 5 minutes, then you know that you need to get new yeast because this one is no longer active and your bread will not rise. So now that I've ensured that my yeast is active, I'm going to go ahead and work on the second part of the recipe. So in a separate large measuring cup, I am measuring out 4 cups of flour, pouring it into the mixer, adding 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt, adding 1 egg, giving a quick mix to the yeast mixture that I had made earlier. Now I'm going to add that to the rest of the ingredients. I am setting the timer for 5 minutes. I start the mixer on low and then move up to medium speed. And if you don't have a mixer, don't worry, you can always knead the bread by hand, and this is what it will look like. Now that my dough has been made, I am going to place it in a greased bowl. I used Bertolli extra virgin olive oil, but you can use whatever oil you have on hand. The point is that it doesn't stick to the bowl. I'm going to cover the dough and let it rest for 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour later, and the dough has doubled in size. Here I'm going to cut and shape the dough into rolls. It was a little bit hard for me, but I worked it out. I am going to cover them once again for 60 minutes. I was so tired that night that I didn't even care to perfectly shape them. I was more interested in just trying the recipe and seeing if I even liked it. And yeah, I definitely loved the dinner rolls. They were so tasty. So after I applied the egg wash on the dinner rolls, I preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I let them bake for 25 minutes, and then after removing them from the oven when they were done, I brushed on some butter over top and I sprinkled them with salt, which is entirely up to you if you like to add salt or not. And then I let them cool for 10 minutes, and it was time for me to taste.